Well, good evening everyone, and a very warm welcome to the historic city of Thessaloniki, where PAOK meet Ludwigsburg on game day 8 of the Basketball Champions League. Well, it's the business end of the competition, just one more to come before the winter break. And now into the second half of the group phase as well. These two did battle on game day 1. That was rather a one-sided affair. And certainly they'll be hoping for better amongst the PAOK supporters who have turned up here, hoping for a win against high-flying Ludwigsburg. Group B then saw 2 games played last night. The French team Elan Chalon beating Neptunus Klaipeda, and Capo d'Orlando beating Gaziantep. They move off the bottom of the standings, so PAOK now sit bottom of the pile coming into tonight's round of games. Defending champions Iberostar Tenerife, who top the group, are up against Ventspils, the Latvian outfit whom PAOK beat last time out. That has given renewed optimism in these parts. As you can see there, PAOK though still bringing up the rear. Win for them though, that would change everything tonight. They were to move above Gaziantep, Ventspils and Capo d'Orlando to sit comfortably in 5th place, while Ludwigsburg, depending on results elsewhere, could go top of the lot. And it has been a remarkable season so far for the German outfit. They are 8-2 in their domestic league, the German Bundesliga, and their form has certainly translated onto the continental stage. Just the one defeat so far, that came against Tenerife, and away, and a tight game. Apart from that though, it's all been positive for the men in grey and yellow. Absolutely hammered their opponents in the first round. Here is the Ludwigsburg roster. Well, there's a few notable names there. There's not one standout player particularly, but look no further than Johannes Thiemann with an average of 10.3 points per game. He usually dominates in the paint, and 16 points against PAOK on game day 1. PAOK, meanwhile, well, you look at a determined outfit, that's for sure. Owen Klaas in there leading the team, but the stats are not that encouraging in many respects. They've shot the fewest number of threes in the competition, but one man they probably can turn to tonight is Phil Goss, who's just played the 1 game so far, but he was outstanding last time out against Ventspils. 12 points, 4 assists, a real creative hub at point guard. And Lucky Jones as well, didn't miss a 3-point shot, and they just showed signs of improvement in that game here at the PAOK Sports Arena in Thessaloniki. And it's back-to-back home games for them since that international break, and they are looking to build some momentum. And that is, of course, vital, as it is pretty much in any sport. The 2 coaches with a firm handshake. Ilias Papatheodorou, the coach of PAOK, and Ludwigsburg's coach is the American John Patrick. Great to see young and old inside the arena tonight. Popcorn at the ready. We are expecting plenty of entertainment. And so far, well, the problem for PAOK has been not that they're being blown away, although they were against Ludwigsburg in Germany, but actually it's been winning the tight games. They have struggled a little bit when the pressure's been on, but perhaps they just overcame some demons last time out against Ventspils. Our referees tonight, Bulto Vicente, Vov Tomislav and Nikolic Uros from Spain, Croatia and Serbia. And we are around 6 or so minutes away from the opening tip here in the great and historic city of Thessaloniki. Two-time Greek champions, PAOK. They last won it back in 1992. They're currently 6th in the Greek Basket League with a 5-3 record. But they are 2-5 in the Champions League, and that's what has to improve. They know they've got to perform better. They did last time out against Ventspils, and they'll want to cast away memory of facing Ludwigsburg in Germany at the start of this year's group phase. Thomas Walkup, Karen Johnson, David McRae, Adam Waraskowski and Johannes Thiemann are the starting five for Ludwigsburg. We've been playing a lot of basketball in this year's Champions League under John Patrick. It all started way back on the 19th of September. They played 3 rounds of qualifying. They knocked out Bosna, Cluj-Napoca and Basic Fit Brussels to ensure their pathway through to the group phase, and they were all fairly comfortable wins for them, and they've been brilliant so far. Here's their starting five for PAOK: Owen Klaassen, Antonius Canaris, the point guard, Evangelos Margaritis, Dimitrios Katsavelis, and the charm, Lucky Jones. Returning to the starting five tonight, he is certainly a key man for them. He's only 24 years of age, but he's averaging 11.7 points per game, and he's a big man on the boards for them as well. And his battle with the likes of Walaskowski and Thiemann, well, it should be very interesting. Traditional Greek music coming from the speakers sets the tone beautifully. It's not especially cold actually here. Across Europe there is a real freeze going on. Snow in a lot of northern Europe, but here in Thessaloniki around 15 degrees Celsius, pretty mild and pretty nice. But things are hotting up for Ludwigsburg. They are showing they're going to be real contenders here. They surprised a number of people last year by reaching the quarterfinals of the first ever Basketball Champions League. In the end, they were only beaten by the eventual runners-up Banvit, Ilias Papatheodorou. The young coach has been in charge of the youth teams for the Greek national team the last few years and has enjoyed a lot of success there. And has a bit of a reputation of bringing through young talent, and he's got a fair bit of that at his disposal in this PAOK team, but they are a bit raw. They have struggled in this year's Basketball Champions League, but we are all set. So welcome along to Thessaloniki, Greece for tonight's Champions League encounter. It is PAOK against Ludwigsburg, and it is live. And this is Owen Klaassen right away. PAOK in the white, Ludwigsburg in the grey with yellow piping. And we're now into the second half of the group phase. John Patrick's men, can they sustain the quality they've shown so far? Competing with Iberostar Tenerife at the top of Group B. Here's their turn. And kicks out instead to the top of the mountain, and that is good. First points of the night racked up by Margaritis. And now here is Karen Johnson. Puts it in the hands of Johannes Thiemann. And now Walkup, influential player. Looks for the pass, goes upstairs, and Thiemann should have done the rest, but he rims out. Oh, that was a little bit fortunate for That came right off the head of Margaritis, but it fell nicely into the pathway of Coniaris, the point guard. And Coniaris goes on a trip on the runway, tries the layup, misses the shot. Now David McRae has his hands on the ball for the first time in the game. McRae, left alone, thought about the three-point shot, goes into the hands of Thiemann instead. He'll go to work in the paint and was fouled. The first score of the night, Evangelos Margaritis it was, who was wide open on the perimeter, and he made no mistake. Good movement from Walkup. The option to go outside was there, with Thiemann waiting, but he took it on himself and he made the shot. Here's Lucky Jones. Spilled the ball, and there's going to be the first turnover. That's one of the things to watch out for. 15 turnovers for Ludwigsburg. Sorry, for PAOK against Ludwigsburg on game day one when they met. And we'll not want to repeat that, that's for sure. Here's Walkup. Worked out now with Johnson. Johnson thought about pulling up and shooting, and then went for the pass that wasn't really on to Team in there, and the ball's been turned over again. And it's Władyskalski could pass. Nicely worked to Jones in the corner for three. Nothing but net. Lucky Jones, living up to his reputation. He didn't miss a three-point shot in last week's win over Ventspils, and that was a great improvement on their form from the perimeter in this year's competition. They've worked it out now with Johnson coming in, drawing the foul. And one of the things that Ludwigsburg will be happy with is if they get a lot of free throw shots. They are amongst the best in this year's competition, over 80% success from the charity stripe, which is the second highest of all in this year's basketball championship. Good pass up the baseline and finished off with a reverse from Władyskalski. Margaritis now. Konyaris. Margaritis looking to work his way into the lane, and he was rudely interrupted by Johnson, and illegally so in the eyes of the officials. So we'll go to the sideline. Nice finish that was from Władyskalski. Ludwigsburg making the early change. Nicholas Geske comes in, and out goes Johnson. Margaritis, not much space in the corner. Margaritis thought about the shot, instead plays the pass. Katsavilis just left the three-point shot a fraction shy, and the rebound swatted up by Geske, goes coast to coast and gets it to go. Immediate impact then on the court for Nicholas Geske. Katsavilis. Festive time of year now across Europe, and plenty of cheer. That's what PAOK supporters want. They're only going to get it by winning games. That was Geske. This is Tiemann. Now Walker. Pick and roll. Kicks out. Almost lost there by Władyskalski. Holds on to it. Shot clock though down to single digits. Tiemann goes on a run and misses the shot. It was a tough one. It was brilliantly defended by PAOK. Now they switch to the front court quickly. Konyaris thought about the early shot. Konyaris works it into the hands of Margaritis. Throws up the right-hand hook. Can't get it to go. Good work on the boards there. Cleaning up from Owen Klaassen. And how they fare on offensive rebounds important tonight. So far this season, PAOK averaging 10.7 offensive rebounds per game as a team. Ludwigsburg a little higher on 13.8, and for that they have got the likes of Dwayne Evans to thank. Gets to work in the lane, and another foul drawn here. A lot of early fouls from Ludwigsburg. And Katsavilis will go to the line. First free throws of the evening. And it's 2 from 2. Well, the talk of Ludwigsburg's quality from the free throw line, but that's not a bad way to start. Here is Geske. Oh, Władyskalski setting the screen. Walker. Out to the corner for three. Good. And near silence as Adika Peter McNeely finds nothing but net. There was a foul in there, ready for the rebound, so that is why the free throw is now being taken down the other end of the court, but the three-point score from Peter McNeely will count. Margaritis up at the line, levels the scores and could put PAOK back in front. They actually got off to a good start when they faced Ludwigsburg in Germany at the start of the group phase. They won the first quarter 24-20, but then got blown away in quarters 2 and 3. They ended up losing 104-70. Here is Walker. Down goes Margaritis, and that leaves the open shot. And no mistake from Waleschowski. The lead changing hands at regular intervals. They've worked this nicely. And the pass, alley-oop, beautiful. But the foul's called. And it's not going to count. And that looked easy on the eye from PAOK, thrown up, called for charging. Watch this again. I'm saying that Justin Sears was stationary and got clattered into there by Lucky Jones, who put up the pass. And then set down with a jam by Owen Clarkson. The referee had made his call. And now Lucky Jones has got plenty to worry about. Second personal foul, and not even halfway through the first quarter. There's a bit of trouble for him. Here's Geske. He's been excellent since his early arrival in the game. One for Karen Johnson, who had those 2 early fouls as well. Draws the foul, does Walkup. Didn't quite get the shot to go. The sound of disgruntlement you can hear across the gym. Not best pleased. John Patrick watches on. His team doing him proud so far. Walkup averaging double digits per game, 10.3 and almost 4 assists, the most assists in this Ludwigsburg team. Also an excellent three-point shooter, averaging 42% from range this season. And he came up with 14 points against the Italian outfit Capo d'Orlando in Ludwigsburg's last game. So Goss and Krubali are now on for PAOK. Here is Goss. He came up with point guard was excellent last time against Ventspils. They've worked it nicely out to the corner. Katsevelis, there's no room in which to manoeuvre. It's good defense, and the shot's a tough one. And it's back off the rim, but there's more good hustling. Katsevelis did well. Koniaris. Interesting to see Koniaris and Goss now dominating the backcourt for PAOK. Should bring a lot of control. Margaritis, oh, get out of here. Huge rejection. That was from Sears. Here's Katsevelis. 3-point lead for Ludwigsburg. And he shoots up a three. Well, it's been an intense first quarter, to say the least. Just under 4 minutes left to play of it. Katsevelis misses the first free throw. And just about gets the second to go. And he's got a third one coming. Krubali couldn't quite get to the rebound. So not the best little spell at the moment for PAOK. Ludwigsburg trying to take the game by the scruff of the neck. And now it's another turnover. This time the error coming from Elgin Cook. And he recently come into play for the first time. Ludwigsburg have been a Bundesliga outfit now since 2002. They're runners-up 10 years ago, but since then have struggled a bit for consistency, which they have now found last few years, finishing in the top half. Goss. I surprised a few last year because they finished fourth in their Champions League group. There's an 8-6 record. They faced the Greek team last time out. That was AEK Athens. Lost to them on the road. Only a narrow defeat, but they did win on their home court back home in Germany. And they did get some impressive road wins last season. They won at Szolnoki Ole, Proximus Spiru, and Dinamo Sassari as Goss knocks down the long two. And opens his account for the night. And it might be a long night for the Ludwigsburg defense if Goss gets going. Here is Geske. It's been a tight first quarter. Geske leaves that one well short under pressure, but what wonderful hustle at the low post that was from Evans. Ultimately fruitless, and PAOK now come to the front court looking to retake the lead. Goss. He and Koniaris have impressed so far in the backcourt. I think they'll bring the necessary control. Good looking block that by Sears, but the ball will stay in PAOK possession. Sears all over that shot. He'll go for a seat. Well taken. Battle of the number fives is an athletic battle. Justin Sears against Usman Krubali. He's the key man on the board for them, and those two trying to clean up will be intriguing. Good take, and throws up the baby hook. Haralampopoulos lost it, and coast to coast. Oh, what a block that is! David McRae says no way. It was Evans putting out the shot. I beg your pardon, it was Chryssokopoulos, I beg your pardon, who came up with a rejection there. Ball cut will inbound. Evans moves it round the perimeter. Sears now puts it into the hands of McRae. And this from range is good. And the three-point shot nailed by Thomas Walkup. And he's up to 7 points. And Ludwigsburg are into the lead by 3, matching their biggest advantage so far in the game. Koniaris to drive in. Goes upstairs, well taken, and finished by Usman Krubali. First points of the night for the American. And now Walkup for Ludwigsburg. Sears. Cook. Interception, well stolen. And Koniaris will just lay it up and in. Rolls it in, PAOK have the lead. And Ludwigsburg will be frustrated. Simple interception there. Koniaris said, thanks very much. See you later. It's just the hard work from Krupali previously. And the first timeout of the night called by the Bundesliga bruises.
You can't go right at all, Last 1:30 here. Here we go. Yep. You got David in here. Oh boy. Here we go. Finish this last minute there. The ball here. We're gonna go. Go to side. Step back and attack the speed. That's when you take position. Hit the line and struggle and start on that side. Defense, here we go. 1, 2, 3, defense. Come on, your side.
Oh, some impressive field goal percentages so far from both teams, actually. And PAOK have already drained a couple of threes, and they'll look to Lucky Jones and Vangelis Margaritis, their captain, for inspiration in that department. Coaches have had their say. Inbound by Walkup. He likes to control the tempo of the game. PAOK don't want to let him dictate matters. Here is Walkup. Ludwigsburg looking to recover after that turnover. Has given PAOK the lead. Walkup. Now Cook returns it, and Walkup for three from way downtown. Knocks it down. What a shot from Walkup. He's already into double digits. And he's come to play tonight in Thessaloniki. Konyaris. Aralampopoulos to Chrysokopoulos. Chrysokopoulos beaten away. Wonderful defense again. And Jones doesn't emerge with it. And there's 3-on-2 for a moment here. Walkup with the pass. And laid up and in by Hook. Elgin Cook with the finish. And Ludwigsburg dealing a big blow in the last minute or so. Just 28 seconds now left in the quarter. Check this out from way outside. From the desert, Thomas Walkup. Didn't have any time left, did he? 0.2, just beat the buzzer. Looking to improve on their 2-5 record in this year's Basketball Champions League. They're propping up the rest of the group at the moment, but a win could change things dramatically. It would move them up to 5th. One place off the top 4, which is where they need to finish at the end of the 14 group phase games in order to qualify for the knockouts. Walkup, unusually loose, and there is an unsportsmanlike foul called on Walaskalski. I think the arm goes up in apology here. Watch this. He sees Walkup slip. He knows there's a problem, and that's the foul. The unsportsmanlike call on him for the hit, if you like, on Konyaris. So he makes the buckets count. And they get the possession, which could be important with 20 seconds on the clock. And you don't want to allow Ludwigsburg back in here. 23 points apiece. It's been a very tight first quarter. Konyaris buying time. Chrysokopoulos. Now Zaras, good pass. Chance for a mid-range jumper. That's missed. Walkup, will he release the shot in time? He will. But it's no good this time. Still been a fine first quarter for World Cup, mind you. 10 personal points. And the scores all level at the end of the first quarter. This was not a tight game when they met in Germany on game day 1, but it's threatening to be tonight. Nothing to separate them after the first 10 minutes. That was how the scoring started from Margaritis. He's been superb so far, leaning on the efficiency for PAOK. World Cup, though, has been their best player on the court. 10 points and a couple of assists as well. And that means at the end of the first quarter, it's PAOK 23, Ludwigsburg 23. So interesting stats in the first quarter. Both teams shooting well from beyond the arc. Ludwigsburg only getting a couple of free throws, but making it count, just as they have done throughout the tournament so far. In fact, both teams have been pretty good from the free throw line so far, as we see replays of the highlight moments in the first quarter of play. There has been quite a few of them, some big blocks as well as some excellent shooting. It's a nice finish from Walaskowski, who ended the quarter on a low with that unsportsmanlike foul called on him. And he is on 2 personal fouls, as is Karen Johnson, and as are Owen Clarkson and Lucky Jones as well. Big night last time out for Phil Goss. That was the rejection from Chris Sikopoulos. And some outstanding work from World Cup in particular. He's been leading on the highlights reel there, I'll tell you. And the second quarter gets underway with Adika Peter McNeely of Ludwigsburg, the Canadian, getting us going. Tiemann sets the screen and return to him. A little 1-2 play. Keeping it real simple. Well, as I mentioned earlier, PAOK started well against Ludwigsburg, and they met in Germany on the first game day, and then suddenly Ludwigsburg sprung away from their opponents. Let's see if they can do the same here. Good pass from Peter McNeely. Well taken, and Tiemann going to work and finishing. This is Goss, still on it. Katsiveris. Shot clock says 5. And Goss was getting a little bit tense and lost the possession, and the fast breakaway works in Ludwigsburg's favour. Adika Peter McNeely adds to the lead. Just the start that John Patrick was hoping for his Ludwigsburg team. Pressuring the point guard. This is Krupali, electrifying player to watch, and now Chris Sokopoulos. Zaras thought about the extra pass. Zaras puts up the running jumper and finishes beautifully. Good result in the end, but they were looked a little bit hurried there, and the Ludwigsburg defence just looks to have tightened up here. World Cup. Tiemann gets to work. Tough shot, was fouled by Krupali. Not easy to do when you're on the move, but that was a really good finish by Zaras. So Tiemann goes to the line. Haven't missed a free throw yet tonight, Ludwigsburg. Twelve points he scored against PAOK first time around. And this will take him up to 6 if he scores it, which he doesn't. But I think there was an intrusion in the lane, a little premature from Chris Sikopoulos. And he got it again, and he missed it again. And Chrysogopalos gets the rebound and sprints forward. Katsivelis calls the play. Has the support now of Goss. Goss, shot clock down to 5. Rhett, what a good pass that is. Tried the extra pass. And the tip back, not good. Well, it was elegant. It was complex, good pass. Oh, well controlled. He was completely off balance there. Will they be able to recover? Johnson thought he was going to get around Margaritas there, and there's not much time remaining. 5 seconds. Will stay in Ludwigsburg possession. Well, it wasn't the most tidy play you've ever seen. Stray passes, slips on the court. And there you go, last touch was quite clearly off Margaritas. Not much time then to use it here. Johnson to walk up, oh so simple, lost his man. And Ludwigsburg get the score and lead now by 5, their highest lead of the game so far. Thomas Walkup having a night to remember, 20%, averaging 80% from the field. Well, him again is what PAOK must be thinking. 18 points and 7 assists on game day 1 against them. 12 points, 3 assists so far, and still at the early stage in the second quarter. Goss, darting pass. Margaritas denied, but manages to get to the rebound and gets the foul. And that was a good recovery from Vangelis Margaritas, the captain. Yeah, fair enough, clattered into. They're in the entertainment business here in Thessaloniki. But at the moment, this stage of the competition, doesn't matter how you win, just that you do, really. 2 and 5. It's not the run PAOK we're hoping for. They're a team that reached the last 16 of the Basketball Champions League. They've got a good pedigree in this competition. They want to uphold that reputation. Johnson to Gesko. Tiemann, pick and roll. Goss with the rebound. 3 minutes gone in the second quarter. Goss. Chrysogopalos. Oh, in and out from Zaras. And Walkup now goes on his own. Looks for the bank shot. It won't come for him. Zaras now in transition, lays it up and in and one. Big play from Thodoris Zaras. Experienced player, but a real athlete as well. And as soon as he gets it in his sights, he goes on a one-man mission up to the rack. Yeah, little fake there, as if he was going to pass to Chrysogopalos. And he goes right down the middle of the lane, draws the foul. Surging forward, and Peter McNeely with a shot. Katsivelis. Bounce pass is a beautiful one, and one again. Vangelis Margaritas having a good time of it. It's already into double digits. It was a good pass to find him in the first place, drew the contact and got the score. And there is a real momentum swing going on right now on the court. It's a really tough start to this second quarter. Ludwigsburg were turning the screw But PAOK have come out of nowhere. And they are back into the lead. And that'll be good for morale as well. Timeout called.
You got to rebound. You got to rebound. You got to go up and get it. Okay. Adam, I thought that was your third. That was just your second. Hey, you only have two. I thought you had three. Dwayne, you got Adam. You got to pick up. Yeah. Swing, but let's get a good shot. Let's get a good shot here on offense. Everybody look for the ball. Okay, Tom, you got Dave, okay? Okay, come on, let's go. Let's go out here. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The captain leading by example, Margaritis on 10 points. Only betted on the court by Ludwigsburg's Thomas Walkup. This for a 2-point lead then. Margaritis. Missed it, and he was just talking about how they rebounded, and Evans immediately showing what he's capable of on the boards. Cleaning up nicely. Dwayne Evans into Walkup. Kicks out. That was Peter McNeely. They've worked it nicely. Evans, will he take the shot? He gets into the lane, puts up a floater, and the teardrop falls. Katsivelis. Theodoros Zaras will move. Nice little screen there, and Zaras for 3. Knocks it down, and PAOK go back into the lead. Neither team able to pull away for any length of time at all. Tiemann. Evans. And there's the foul. Ludwigsburg done so much good work in this year's Basketball Champions League. Want to keep the standards high. They've only lost once. That was on the road to Tenerife. Evans grabs it at the second opportunity, tries the long 2, just beats the buzzer with a shot, but misses. And Katsivelis comes to the front court for PAOK now, who are looking to turn the screw. They're up by 2. Chrysikopoulos. And Zaras misses this time. Walkup. Both teams no strangers to the Basketball Champions League. A lot of new teams are competing this time around, but these two both got out of the group phase last year. Ludwigsburg look well set to at the moment if they can keep up the quality they've shown in the competition so far. PAOK, however, no, they've got their work cut out in a very tough group. And you have to say this year, with the smaller groups, it's getting tougher and tougher. Off goes Zaras for PAOK. Field goal percentage just starting to drop off a little bit for the home team. Walkup. And Evans. Yeah, tipped in. Nice follow from Justin Sears. Very loose from PAOK, and they're going to pay a heavy price for it. With Elgin Cook surging into the lane, drawing the foul. That was a really bad pass from Margaritis. And just when I was going to praise him for being a lot better on their turnovers numbers. Only 5 in the game so far. Ludwigsburg just 4. A very tight battle of the board so far as well. 14 rebounds for Ludwigsburg, 13 for PAOK. Last time they met, it was a very one-sided affair. A lot of offensive boards for Ludwigsburg. Cook. gives Ludwigsburg a 2-point lead. Goss. Katsivelis trying to find a gap there, but came off the knee. Margaritis and Konyaris combining. Konyaris spins out the pass. Katsivelis for 3. All net. Outstanding work. 1-point game. Cook puts up a response. It's a very physical battle under the basket at the moment. That'll go down as a foul, and there's going to be more free throws coming here. There's the push from Sears. Got the shot off just in time. Beat the buzzer. Katsivelis up to 9 points to go with his 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and it's turning into a fruitful night for Dimitris Katsivelis. Margaritis. Only shooting 60% from the free throw line so far. Will be determined to improve that. Determination is one thing, actually doing it is another. Does make the second. Cook. Evans at the low post. Cook, where's he going? To Sears is the answer. Sears spins in the lane. Oh, what a play! Justin Sears showcasing his wonderful athleticism. Check this out from Sears. Look at the way he turns Klaassen and then throws down the one-handed jab. This is what he's all about, Justin Sears. Katsivelis has had a very fruitful night so far. Scored 6 points from the free throw line now. Up to 11 in total. And PAOK have a 2-point lead with 3 minutes, 13 seconds left in the half. Johnson impressive, coast to coast. Backed it in. A little bit too easy, I reckon, PAOK will think. Konyaris. Oh, ball dropped by Klaassen, and now Ludwigsburg going to seize on these errors and make their opponents pay. Johnson. Klaassen cuts up the baseline and dunks. Ludwigsburg into the lead. Good vision here to spot him. Making the backdoor cut. And Evans up high, down hard. It's led to a timeout from PAOK, who clearly have work to do. Got to stop the turnovers, which are now leading to a lot of points for their opponents. 11 points apiece for Margaritis and Katsivelis. Point guard Konyaris has also had an influence on the game, but I think Katsivelis has been the key for them, leading on rebounds and assists, and only one behind, no, in fact level on points with Margaritis, as we just saw. leading in all three categories.
Feed the post and cut. 1-1 or hand of action. 1-1 or hand of action.
Ludwigsburg given a lot of fouls away, and therefore there's been a whole ton of free throws, which is covering up really the deficiencies for PAOK from their field goal shooting, which is quite significantly lower than their opponents in both 2-point and 3-point categories. Katsivelis, who has been good from the field, plays the pass into Haralampopoulos. Konyaris. Trish waits at the top of the arc. There's the left-hand hook, finished off nicely. These next couple of minutes before half-time are very important. Johnson to set up the game, really. If one of the teams here can get out in front, it would really pile the pressure on. She is called for the offensive foul and a turnover. Katsivelis. Haralampopoulos puts up a tough shot and makes it again. Back-to-back buckets for Haralampopoulos. Only 20 years of age, an exciting prospect in Greece. That's nicely played. Team misses the shot, but there is a foul in there, and they will go to the line. See this again from the youngster. Nice fadeaway too. Johannes Thiemann. Not been as dominant as he might have liked in the paint so far, but he is up there on rebounds. 4 boards so far to go with his now 6 points. Thiemann and Evans taking on Katsivelis. It's been interesting. I've seen as much of Lucky Jones as PAOK would have liked because of those early fouls he picked up. Haralampopoulos into Margaritis. Haralampopoulos fires from the perimeter again and knocks it down. Hot hands from Haralampopoulos. Only been on the court 5 minutes, 7 points already. Peter McNally. Thiemann. Kicks out, Walkup for 3. Immediate response. Drains it. Back to a 1-point game again, and Ludwigsburg not letting PAOK get away easily here at the end of the half. 42 seconds remain. And Thomas Walkup still up in the 70% field goal percentage. 15 points so far. And 4 assists as well. It's been a very big performance from him, as it has been from Haralampopoulos, who's not been on the court long, but has made a big impact. First score for Brandon Trish. Just the one. World Cup, down goes Margaritis. I confess I didn't really see what happened there. And coach is clearly incensed. Watch this again, watch number 11 in the middle there. And was that a clear push from behind? Can't tell from that angle. Does seem to be quite a strong looking contact there. It wasn't called. And the PAOK coach was called for a technical. Clearly incensed the officials didn't give the foul. And World Cup did miss the first free throw, made the second, and they'll have the possession now. World Cup gets to work in the lane, drops the ball though. And now could be a big finish. Good work there, good recovery from Elgin Cook there to prevent Katsivelis putting up an easy bucket. Less than half a minute remain. And again, that was the pressure, and the ball just lost from his grasp. Butterfingers is what they call that. World Cup then. For three. Trying to use the backboard. No good. And Cunyaris set off. PAOK are feeling they're not getting the decisions right now. Oh yeah, Margaritas there clearly, I think, using his arm. And now they're paying for ill-discipline. PAOK, they did have the lead. It might not be there for much longer. Still 4.9 seconds left to play. This would level the scores. Margaritas called for the unsportsmanlike foul. Not for the first time tonight. Two unsportsmanlike fouls and a technical foul. This is it again. Watch it on the floor. See the arm. Stretches out and it brings him down. We're not going to quite see it on the replay there, but just 1 point in it and they will have the possession. So will Ludwigsburg take the lead before half-time? It's got to be used quickly by Johnson, who slips. And there is the end to the second quarter. So they didn't quite use the advantage they had at the end, but well, it is certainly thrilling basketball, that much we are sure of. High-scoring game here in Thessaloniki. It is PAOK 48, Ludwigsburg 47 at half-time. Ludwigsburg looking to stretch to a 7-1 run in Group B. PAOK looking to keep themselves in contention, really, with a second successive home win in the Basketball Champions League. This is what happened at the end there. Margaritas called for the unsportsmanlike foul. They might still review the footage, I'm not sure. John Patrick also having a word in the ear of the officials, who are maybe not getting the kindest of greetings from the supporters here at the PAOK Sports Arena. But let's have a look at those rebounds. All square, basically. The battle of the boards, which is very different to the last time these two met. And you've got to give credit to PAOK. They played a lot better this time around on their home court in that first half than they did in Germany a couple of months ago. Game leaders, well, this is interesting. Katsivelis has had a good night. 11 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Vangelis Margaritas, their captain, also on 11 points. Thomas Walkup, 15 points and 4 assists, has been impressive. And 5 rebounds for Johannes Thiemann, who has also put up 7 points as well. But Walkup, the standout player in that first half. But it is Ludwigsburg that trail going into half-time. PAOK 48, Ludwigsburg 47. And we'll leave you with highlights of the first half. Welcome back to Thessaloniki, Greece for tonight's Basketball Champions League encounter. Game day 8 it is in Group B, with PAOK and Ludwigsburg in a real tussle out on the courts. Just a one-point game it is, 48-47 in favour of the two-time Greek champions. With a game that really has been so tight it beggars belief, really. No point has one team had bigger than a 5-point lead, I think. It has been tight. It will be tense, I reckon, right the way to the end. This win, in some respects, is more important for PAOK than it is for Ludwigsburg tonight, given their precarious position with 2 and 5, currently bottom of the table, coming into tonight's clash. And so far, pretty even in most of the statistics as well. Field goal percentage, so that does belong to Ludwigsburg. Just a fraction higher from 2-point range. 58, plays 53%. And with turnovers, PAOK with 8 in that first half will be a concern. There was 15 for them the last time they faced Ludwigsburg in a game that wasn't even slightly close, really. 34-point win it was for Ludwigsburg on game day 1. I don't think it's going to be the same tonight unless this second half seriously goes off the rails for PAOK. But they've been excellent. Their captain has led the way, Vangelis Margaritas, with 11 points. Leading the efficiency for them, though, is Dimitris Katsivelis, kind of young upcoming player. He's been particularly excellent, 11 points and 4 rebounds. Ludwigsburg haven't been short of big players themselves. Thomas Walkup, 15 points and 4 assists, has been simply outstanding. Johannes Thiemann has backed him up, 5 boards, 7 points. Can PAOK keep up the pressure? Final instructions being relayed. Lucky Jones, who only played 4 minutes in that first half, is going to come back on the court. He picked up 2 very early fouls, but he is in for Brandon Trish at the start of quarter number 3, and it is going to be Jones to inbound to get us underway. And 2 very big quarters of Basketball Champions League action coming right up here. Phil Goss, again, didn't quite have the influence in that first half that he was able to have against Ventspils in their last game here. The pass was the right idea, but a poorly executed one by Haralampopoulos. And Walkup gets his hands on the ball. Now Walaskowski, another player that was brought out of the game early because of foul trouble. Walkup. Jones and Goss combining to get the ball out of the backcourt for PAOK. Jones, Koniaris, good pass, on the move, Haralampopoulos gets away, shot clock down to 2, got to be used, Koniaris puts it up and rims out, and Walkup's there for the rebound. Walkup, good pass, finds the open man. Walaskowski does great well, good hustle. McRae, now Karen Johnson. Shot clock to single digits, Johnson builds up ahead of steam, gets on the runway, loses out though to Goss. Goss with Jones for company, he's waiting for the support. Haralampopoulos, nice little feed, and no finish though from Krupali. Recycled, Goss for 3, off the iron. And Thiemann's there to pick up the pieces. Ludwigsburg now to the front court. Fast-paced start to the third quarter. It is a fast-paced sport after all. Thiemann to David McRae. No points so far for him. Walkup, Thiemann, and Thiemann at the low post, battered into by Usman Krupali. First foul of the quarter for PAOK. It's just a 1-point game. Johnson, Walaskowski for 3. Krubali. Goss. Jones. Oh, he's almost lost it there. Turns and shoots. Fires it off the orange stuff. Now Karen Johnson. Still no score yet for Zali in this second half, which is almost 2.5 minutes old. McRae. Johnson, will it finally come here? Karen Johnson into the lane. Good pass. And finally, there's the first score of the third quarter. And it's Adam Walaskalski who gets it. Krubali to Konyaris. PAOK now looking to respond. Lucky Jones runs out of luck. .7 points per game, 6.4 boards. Still only 24 Jones. Citing powerful talent. Quiet night for him though so far. Johnson. Walaskalski rolls off his man. Was waiting for the return. Tiemann. Haralampopoulos, he's had a really good game, the 20-year-old. Future star of the national team, perhaps. That's well worked. Krubali with a floated shot. Walkup has hustled and bustled his way through this game. 15 points, 4 assists and a few rebounds as well. McRae puts up a high one. Katsevelis. Ill-disciplined first half in many respects. Plenty of technical and unsportsmanlike fouls. Something that teams have to focus on. PAOK still haven't scored in this quarter. Jones with a jumper. Misses. McRae with a rebound. And will PAOK ever score again? It was such a high-scoring first half, but it certainly isn't so far in the second. Johnson in the lane. Blocked brilliantly. But he did step out of bounds. Katsevelis there, standing up. Watch this again. Walkup is going to go to the bench here. In fact, they're all going to the bench. So Ludwigsburg rotate. Cook, Gesker and Sears come in. Just a one-point game. McNally. Gesker. Nicholas Gesker now taking over point guard responsibilities. Nicely worked with the crossover dribble. Walaskalski thought about going in the lane, instead feeds it out into Peter McNeely for three. It's always looking like a tough shot. Walaskalski hustling at the boards, did well. They've still got it somehow. Adika Peter McNeely, the Canadian. Bounce pass, Sears. Goes to work. Finds the pass, and then the throwdown miss, but that was because he was intruded by Lucky Jones from behind. Don't think he would have missed this dunk otherwise. Yeah, got all arm, no ball. And Lucky Jones is now up to 3 fouls, and he has to be careful. Katsevelis. Goss. Haralampopoulos. And now Katsevelis. Good. Margaritas it was. Levels the scores. Has been a very low-scoring second half so far. Ludwigsburg 3 points to 2 up. Walaskalski. And tip back in play, but straight to Nicholas Jeska, and now wide open for three. Cook drains it. And Ludwigsburg look to take advantage of what has been a quarter with few scores. Haralampopoulos gets it to the corner. Jones now comes cutting in. Well worked. Goss, no. A steal from Peter McNeely. And Jeska now puts it in the hands of Cook, and Cook's called for charging. The offensive foul. Elgin Cook on the initial three. They give Ludwigsburg the league, and Cook now has to be careful. That's his third foul. Gatsivelis puts it in the hands of Phil Goss. Haralampopoulos goes to work at the low post. Ooh, just about finds its way through to Zaras. They've thrown the ball away a few too many times. And there's another case in point. Young and old, enjoying it in the stands tonight. Party atmosphere, everyone going black and white. PAOK trail by 3, but for how much longer? Puts up the jumper, good. Just a 1-point game again. This low-scoring third quarter has just 3 minutes 40 seconds remaining of it. Karen Johnson. He and Dwayne Evans combining. And Johnson now for a long 2. Team and good hustle. And he was fouled. Called on Margaritis. Good battle, that one. Margaritis, though, now up to 3 personal fouls as well. Ludwigsburg's Justin Sears only on the court for 10 minutes today, but 4 fouls mean that he came in and out of the game very quickly. They've got a couple of others in foul trouble. Walaskalski and Cook on 3 fouls each. John Patch has to manage that situation. Building up towards the final quarter now. Margaritis then is going to go to the bench. His 3rd and 4th fouls coming one after the other. Haralampopoulos. Gatsivelis. Walkup keeping close eye on him. Feeds a good pass and kicks out. Zaras for 3. Good. That's the lead again for PAOK. First time in the second half. Karen Johnson. Called for travelling there. PAOK get the decision they want. Busy night in the Basketball Champions League. The other game from this group, Tenerife against Ventspils, coming up a little later on. Looks like it's going to be another thrillingly tight game. So many of these this season. Ludwigsburg have often won them. That's put up. World Cup helps himself to yet another rebound. 15 points, 4 assists, 4 boards. World Cup. Tiemann goes to work and banks it in. The lead changes hands again. How many times has that happened tonight? And actually, I reckon if you lined up the statistic of time in the lead, it would be reading pretty evenly. It's been that kind of a game. Arampopoulos to Katsivelis. Katsivelis tries to work his way in. Zaras to the low post. And now it'll be put up, and an easy layup from Dwayne Evans gives Ludwigsburg a bit of traction here at the back end of the tight third quarter it has been. And Ludwigsburg taking advantage with a fast break, and it was fed nicely by Elgin Cook, and Evans knew what to do. 8 points, 5 rebounds for Evans. This is the beauty about Ludwigsburg, is their liberal sharing around of the points. They don't rely on 1 or 2 players to rack them up. They can and do score from anywhere on the court.
Good game, man. Look.
We play 10 like zone. That means entry in and out Zaras. In and out Zaras. Always go for a pick and roll is a slip. Pass the ball back. Pass the ball back to Gosh. Here is Gosh. Lino. You set the screen and use pop out.
Φούλης, χημικά προϊόντα αυτοκινήτου. Αντιψυκτικά, περιοδικά, υποβοηθητικά υπερδιοκίνησης, καθαριστικά, σπρέι, γυαλιστικά προστατευτικά κεριά.
That was Goss. Here he is, puts up a shot from downtown. World Cup again gets to the rebound. He's starting to stack them up now. World Cup. Evans. Tension in this game is very real. Just a 3-point game. But Ludwigsburg now looking to take the game by the scruff of the neck. 1 minute, 7 seconds remain in the third quarter. It's been a very low-scoring one compared to the previous 2, which were very high-scoring. Ludwigsburg up 12-7 in this third quarter. PAOK, no, they need a bit of momentum to swing back their way. Maybe it will here. Katsivelis. Any further fouls are going to send PAOK to the line, by the way. Goss, good pass. And Evans draws the foul. Klaassen it was from Evans. Owen Klaassen at the line. Quiet night for him so far. This will be his first points. he finds the bucket, that is. And he misses both free throws, and that's rather a summary of PAOK's low-scoring third quarter. World Cup could give Ludwigsburg their biggest lead here. It's found its way to McRae, whose running jump shot got nowhere near. Not able to take full advantage, Ludwigsburg here. Katsivelis, oh dear. Well, that was a pretty blatant offensive foul. And it's all a bit desperate right now from the home team, who are in danger of letting this lead get out of hand. Brave defense, frankly, that from Johannes Thiemann, who could be on for a double-double, actually. Katsivelis goes to the bench, and he's replaced by Brandon Trish. Well, there's almost no differential here between shot clock and time left in the quarter, about a 1 second difference. So they'll take their time here. World Cup holding on. Pick and roll. Just about got there. Thiemann puts it up, misses the shot. There'll be no time. Or will there? 1.4 seconds left for PAOK to use this. They have managed the turnover. And there it is. They don't use it. There was not much time left, in fairness. And with 1 quarter left to go, Ludwigsburg have a lead. May not seem all that significant, but in such a low-scoring third quarter, a 4-point lead could well be significant. PAOK scored just 7 points in that third quarter. Ludwigsburg are on top and are heading 7-1 if they can close out the win. Well, the question is what the PAOK have left in the tank. Those field goal percentages have dropped off significantly after a low-scoring 10 minutes there. It all started with that finish from Adam Walaskowski. It took about 3.5 minutes for there to be any points scored. And both teams probably deserve more credit than they're getting on their defensive end. Margaritis adding a couple of twos there. And the impressive Elkin Cook training the three. Their three-point shooting tonight's been pretty decent. PAOK averaging just shy of 50% in the competition so far, 29.3. And coming into this game week, they had the fewest number of three-point scores up on the board, with just 43 in total. I mean, you looked at the stats coming into this game, and in every category, Ludwigsburg were up. Whether it be points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, steals per game, blocks per game, and field goal percentage. So PAOK have done well to stay with Ludwigsburg, given those circumstances, but they have got to have a massive fourth quarter here. John Patrick knows a win for them tonight will at least briefly take them to the top of the group. And it'll go a long way to sealing their berth in the knockout phase for a second successive year in the Basketball Champions League. The gap will start to open up between those top teams. Berenstar Tenerife and Ludwigsburg looking to create a bit of a distance between themselves and the rest of the group. It could well happen. Johnson not best pleased. Konyaris. It's time for cool heads, really. Start of this fourth quarter. PAOK could really do with the first score. Otherwise, Ludwigsburg will have their biggest lead of the game. Trish for three. Very sharp trajectory. Johnson now to Walker. Johnson. Trish staying with the main man here. Walker. This is the pick and roll from Tiemann. And Walker for three. Just shy. And that came off Tiemann last. And PAOK will have the possession. Still, the defense is strong from both teams. An offensive foul call. Here's Walker. Still no score in the fourth quarter. Tiemann. It's like watching two different teams from the first half, really. The teams have really struggled in their shooting. He was saying he was in the act of shooting. The officials feel otherwise. Foul called, but it does mean that any further fouls, though, now will send Ludwigsburg to the line. 4 early fouls in this final quarter. Evans. Walker. Drives in and follows it in. Waleschowski, I think, got the final touch. And that is the first score, and that is the biggest lead now for Ludwigsburg. Sinai, brilliant on defense once more from Ludwigsburg. Walker, this could be costly, and that's a foul. And there will be free throws coming this time. And Ludwigsburg are really now starting to take charge. Klaassen here got up, and watch this rejection. Oh no, it's off the iron, actually. Back off the rim. I thought it was a swat net. Still gratefully received as it was by Walker. Changes as Trish and Kunyaris go to the bench. Phil Goss comes back in. As does the youngster, who was impressive, actually. Vasilis Haralampopoulos. World Cup looking to extend this lead further, and does. 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists for Thomas Walkup tonight. And that is the biggest lead that Ludwigsburg have had. And by some distance, they lead by 8 points. Walkup goes to the bench. PAOK need to arrest this slide. Ludwigsburg really are starting to take charge. Here is Soklas for the first time tonight. Apollon Soklas, veteran player, 34 years of age, a point guard. Now Goss. Goss still going, runs into trouble in the form of Dwayne Evans. And Tiemann's there to pick up the pieces, and this could be a double-digit lead if they score from it. And Evans, under the rack, bides his time. Couldn't quite get it to go. Christopoulos. Haralampopoulos to the top of the mountain. Sotclas for three. I was about to say welcome to the game, but he missed it. Ludwigsburg. The bit between their teeth. Karen Johnson scores and one. And the whole shift of the game now has seemingly swung decisively the way of the German outfit. They've been different since half-time. Ludwigsburg a little more ruthless. A few more errors from PAOK, and they are proving costly. Johnson likes it.
Our offense, first our offense. We play four. Okay, Linos we play as a five. Linos play as a five. Here is Linos. Here is Zaras. Set a screen for Zaras. Entry pass. Feed the post. Feed Vasilis. We play.
Same thing, you can start yelling at me, I'll switch it again. Because he's starting to play the sport in the basket. It's all good guys. They have no longer to do it. Let's go, fellas. You go. 1, 2, 3. Defense. Thumbs up on offense. Thumbs up on offense. There you go.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Come on, man.
So PAOK need a quick change of momentum here. If this goes in, it'll be an 11-point lead. It's double digits for the first time tonight. Sotclas takes on Johnson. Haralampopoulos goes to work. Gets Walaskowski, throws up the left-hand baby hook, draws the foul. More like it, and he's a player that I'm surprised he hasn't had more time on the court than he has today. It's been inspiring when he has. Just 20 years of age, this young lad. Vasilis Haralampopoulos. Played with the Greek junior national team under their current coach, Ilias Papatheodorou. And he does look a big talent. Won gold for the Greek national team at the under-18 and under-20 championships over the last couple of years. Evans. It's made its way out to Tiemmann. He just hustles so well for the ball. Johnson now drives in and is fouled. Couldn't quite get it to roll in this time. Haralampopoulos, by the way, on loan from Panathinaikos, in case you were wondering. Foul by Phil Goss. Not sure how you can have any complaints about it. They always do. 6.2 seconds. It's a 7-0 run at the start of the fourth quarter. PAOK didn't score for 3-4 minutes at the start of the third, and it's exactly the same story at the start of the fourth, and that is why this game is getting away from them. Even as Johnson misses a rare free throw. Sotclas. Another offensive foul called, and Margaritas will go out of the game with that. It's a heavy price, the captain. He was on 4 fouls. He is out of the game. And there's already a couple of others that have to watch their step closely. Phil Goss on 4 personal fouls. Owen Clarkson also on that same number. There is 2 from Ludwigsburg. You have to be careful. One of them is Sears. That's the last thing PAOK needed right now. And it's another foul. Sockless this time. It's only his first. Technical foul this time, so PAOK will go to the free throw line and the possession. Well, that's frustrating for Ludwigsburg. They don't add to their lead. Johnson missing both free throws, and suddenly he's lost his way from the free throw line. But there's more coming. Walkup. Does score the extra, and they're now there's a 13-point gap between the two of them, and the possession for Ludwigsburg. Johnson, fresh from the frustration of missing the free throws, finds Sears. Walkup. Johnson. Walkup. Sears waiting at the low post. Shot clock down to 3. It's got to be used here. Johnson goes driving in. Oh, and what a response that is from Sears. Up high, down hard. There's a lot of ill feeling amongst the supporters tonight. Foul from Peter McNeely. Sears, bravery, courage, dynamism. Jones gets in the lane. Again, the shot misses, and now almost 5 minutes of the quarter have passed, and PAOK still haven't scored a point. They've only scored 7 points since half-time. I'm afraid that's going to lose you any game. They spell Johnson. Bounce pass, Sears at the low post. Can he finish? No, he can't. But then there's another foul. Saras this time. And once again, Ludwigsburg will go to the line. PAOK have just lost discipline tonight. Well, the second half really has not gone to plan. It's gone to pot. Inbound by Lucky Jones. Katsivelis worked out to the corner. Chrysokopoulos came in, kicks out. It's for 3. And still, they have not scored a point in the fourth quarter. PAOK all at bay. But then there's the offensive foul. There's a bit of a coming together between Jones and Cook, and a bit of afters there which has to be sorted out by the referee. Well, don't like to see these scenes. This game threatening to end in ugly fashion. Frustrations boiling over. See what happened again. Yeah, Cook not stationary, I think it's fair to say. Jones got clattered into. I didn't move, is what he's saying. I can see that from Elgin Cook. Jones didn't feel the same way. He felt the full force of that muscular bicep.
Set the screen first and set the screen second. The double clear screen. Pass the ball immediately to Linos. Okay. Here is a carry move for you. Carry move for you. If you have this pass, Linos, use it. Otherwise, this is shadow after. Let's go, guys.
Well, coaches have had their say. They're not going to give up here, PAOK, but it has been nothing short of a disastrous start to the third quarter. They still haven't scored in this quarter. And only 7 points scored since half-time. 48 in the first half. Katsivelis, they must score. Just to give themselves a chance, really. Well played. Jones kicks out for three from the corner. Even the open threes aren't going in. And Justin Sears has it instead. Walker, Sears. A steal for once for PAOK. Jones goes all the way, tries to, Sears denies him. What a game Justin Sears has had when he's been on the court. He's just had those problems with the fouls stacking up early. That was a brilliant block. Goss, this for three. Field goal percentage has taken a nosedive in the 30% from both 2 and 3 point range now for PAOK. Walker, Ludwigsburg looking to finish the job. Sears, he misses, but he does get a trip to the charity stripe after being fouled. Well, this game threatened to be so close at half-time. Well, it's turning out to be anything but. There is the inbound pass. Katsivelis. "19 points and a timeout to regroup." Or is it? No, I think it's just Cook going to the bench. That is in fact what it is. Goss inbounds. Down goes Sears. And we're going to reset it. Battle of the number 5s, that. Bali. It was called for the offensive foul. So another turnover. They are stacking up. Nicholas Jeske. Are PAOK going to score a point in this quarter? 15-0 run they're on at the moment. Ludwigsburg. Jones. Can eat away at this lead just a little bit. Kicks out to the corner. Good block. Cushioned it back in play. Jones is there to pick up the pieces. Katsivelis now. Puts up a 3. Good. Finally, the first score of the fourth quarter for PAOK. Coming after 7 minutes of fruitless action. That heals the scoreline a little bit, but it's surely too much to ask for a comeback here. Jeske. Nicholas Jeske. Peter McNeely's available to his left. Nice crossover dribbling. Long 2 attempted, just short. Missed by Peter McNeely, and then they've lost it again here, and Ludwigsburg will capitalise. It's finished off by Dwayne Evans, who goes up to 13 points to go with his 8 rebounds. Still knocking on the doors of a double-double personally, but this game has gone for PAOK, and Ludwigsburg know they are going 7-1 in the Basketball Champions League. Remarkable, remarkable. Jones, they've been better in all categories in the second half. The first half was a different kind of game. Very tight. In fact, PAOK led at half-time. 48-47 up. They've scored only 10 points since. Jones. Jeske with the pass. 1:33 left on the clock. Can already start looking forward to next game week. Really, Ludwigsburg looking to put the exclamation mark on the win. And that is a fine shot from range. Florian Court has only just come on, really, for his first action in the game. Immediate impact from him. Jones lucks out. They've been beaten by a better, more consistent side tonight, PAOK, to be honest. Ludwigsburg shown why they are right up there in Group B. Next week it is Iberostar Tenerife in their home court at the MHP Arena. Back home in Germany, and that will be, well, a mouth-watering game. The top 2 in Group B doing battle. 2 teams very likely to be playing in the knockout stages of this year's tournament. And PAOK, it's going to be pretty much the last chance for Saloon for them. They've got to start winning games, putting them together. They go to Gaziantep in Turkey next. That won't be easy. Konyaris, good pass. And draws the foul. 20 points the difference in the end. If you said that at half-time, it would have caused quite a stir, but watching it unfold, it's been an almost unavoidable slide for PAOK. They haven't scored. That's their problem. 12 points since half-time compared to 33 from their opponents. They had a similar problem in the third quarter when they played Ludwigsburg on their home court in Germany on the first game day. Here's Sears up against Krupali. Sears trying to finish, can't, gets to the rebound. McRae now, and Jessica for three, good. And Ludwigsburg continue to increase their advantage here. And it's going to be a big win. Soklas. A lot of tight games Ludwigsburg have won, but the ones against PAOK have not been tight. Comfortable wins home and away as Krupali banks one in for two. Well taken by Sears. Can they produce here with their last play? Geska. It's a shot clock violation, quite deliberately. And this is how the game is going to finish. They're not going to bother trying to score any more points. And John Patrick shakes the hand of his opposite number. It's another fine win for Ludwigsburg. This time on the road in Greece, in Thessaloniki. They have put PAOK to the sword in the second half. PAOK 63, Ludwigsburg 83. Well, they put them away on their home court on the first game day, and they have done likewise again here. It was tight for the first two quarters, but that second half was an absolute shocker for PAOK. Their field goal percentages disappointingly low. They scored 6 three-pointers in the first half, just one, though, in the second. And they'll have a tough time regrouping. In the end, they've lost in all the categories. These were all level at the first. 19 turnovers is another huge problem for them. A lot of fouls. They lost their captain, Evangelos Margaritis, to 5 personal fouls in that second half. Katsileris was a highlight player for them, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Thomas Walkup, though, let's talk about him. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and a couple of steals as well. Outstanding performance from him. He led the way, ably supported by Dwayne Evans and Johannes Thiemann there at the end, almost claiming a double-double. 10 points, 9 boards. And it's high fives all round. Ludwigsburg go 7-1 in Group B in the Basketball Champions League. Not many people had them down to walk the group, but they are supported by a loyal band there who made the long journey to Greece for this game, and they are not going to leave home disappointed. What an excellent win that is. Another cracking road win for Ludwigsburg. The only game they've lost so far was on the road in Spain to the Basketball Champions League defending champions Iberostar Tenerife, and that is what it has done to the Group B standings this game. Ludwigsburg go top ahead of Tenerife playing Ventspils later tonight. PAOK are bottom of the standings. They are struggling in a big way this season after qualifying for the last 16 last year. But all is not lost. There's still 6 games to go in the Basketball Champions League, and plenty of time there for PAOK to turn this around. But they need, well, they need something special from here on in, because they played well for 2 quarters there. They couldn't sustain it in quarters 3 and 4, which were highly disappointing for the Greek outfit. It is finished here in Thessaloniki. PAOK 63, Ludwigsburg 83. I'll leave you with highlights of this game. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage today.